But if I'm not, if I'm reading my history here correctly, a lot of the CI/CD part is now being embedded into your tool stack. No, like
Yes. Well,
AWS has like their stuff, right?
they did. They're shutting all that down.
Of
So,
course. Yeah.
and that's another interesting conversation as well, because GCP is doing the same thing. So each one of these cloud providers had their own set of software development tools, and not a lot of people adopted them. So the adoption rate to go to GitHub was much higher than using like code commit in AWS. Um, and so AWS is getting rid of them. GCP or Google's no longer supporting. I believe they're still available, but they're end of lifing these tools, because they're not really making any money. They're pretty much free to use if you were using that cloud platform. But now companies like AWS is partnering with GitLab. Google, partners with Microsoft and GitHub. But you could stand up your own GitLab instance in either cloud. In fact, all three cloud providers. Um,
Yeah, because even Bitbucket, right? They pulled in the pipelines
mhm.
to help you with the
Yeah.
CD part.
So yeah, that's where I was going with they're Jenkins is probably still the cornerstone product in this category. However, if you're using GitHub, you're using GitHub Actions. If you're using GitLab, you're most likely using GitLab CI, or you really should be. Um, very few customers that migrate to these tools don't do or don't adopt their CI, if I didn't mess up that sentence at all. But but what I mean is, like, so when we get a customer that migrates from a Bitbucket to a GitLab, the first thing they do is migrate the source code. So because that's pretty much what you have in Bitbucket data center, is just the source code. The second thing they look at is the CI solution, and it's usually moving from Jenkins into GitLab CI, because most of those companies abandoned Bamboo or never adopted Bamboo uh, for Jenkins. Back in the day, there was very few customers that would be a total Atlassian shop. They
Yeah,
do all the Atlassian products except for Bamboo.
yeah. We were Team City at the time,
Yeah. So
so
yeah, they would go from Team City into GitLab CI or GitHub Actions, depending on where they went.